What's going on, everyone? So today I'm going to be recreating Ivan Pavlov's experiments on classical and opera conditioning. So within this video I'm going to try to condition my dog Cody, and hopefully every time I ring a bell she responds and she comes to me, hopefully in the thought of receiving food. So in this video the bell is going to be my neutral stimulus, as to begin with. Food would be an unconditioned stimulus, as her salivating over the food is an unconditioned response. So hopefully, after a few trials of accomplishing this experiment, the food would be a conditioned stimulus, as her salivating is a conditioned response. As hopefully, every time she hears a bell, she immediately thinks that's going to be food. And then, after a few trials of doing this, I'm going to implement operant conditioning, as I'm going to be adding the concept of giving her some love, some petting when she responds. So with that being said, let's see how this goes. Good job, buddy. Here, come on. So that was my first trial doing this experiment, and Cody did respond to the noise of the bell, but it took her pretty long to realize what I was actually doing and what was going on. So I'm going to keep using the neutral stimulus of the bell, and let's do it a couple more times and see if she responds quicker. All right, yeah. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Good job. Good job. All right, you're good. Good job. I got no food this time. I'm gonna pet you. You know? Yeah? Alright, so that was my experiment on classical and opera conditioning. As you guys can see from the video, I conditioned my dog Cody to respond to the noise of the bell in hopes of receiving food, as through multiple trials she did respond almost very quickly after the bell was rung. So my neutral stimulus of being the bell eventually resulted in a conditioned stimulus and a conditioned response, as the conditioned stimulus was the food being provided, as well with the conditioned response being her salivating over the food when the bell was rung, as in her mind, every time the bell was rung, she was going to receive food and receive a treat. And you guys can ultimately see that I did condition my dog, as when I rung the bell and she responded even when no food was going to be provided. So that was my experiment, and I also showed operant conditioning as positive reinforcement was shown, as when she did respond, I would pet her and give her some love when she responded. So that was some positive reinforcement, and that was my experiment, and hope you guys enjoyed.